A few weeks ago, I went to Madrid with my husband. It wasn't a layover. We went there for a few days. We were celebrating the 50th birthday, seeing family, and of course, there was some yarn shopping. I even tried to finish the very V-neck sweater on the flight, and that didn't quite go to plan. This is Globanitter. My name is Caroline, and today we are in Madrid. The flight from Seoul to Madrid was 15 hours, and I thought for sure I'm going to finish my very V-neck sweater in the flight. There's no excuse, 15 hours, very comfortable cabin, brand new aircraft, the Airbus 350 if you know. They have mini suites in business class. It's one of the perks of the job to travel business class on most flights. And no, it didn't happen. My plan was to wear one hand-knitted sweater every day in Madrid. So I was short by one sweater. It's life. While I was there, I also had in mind to visit two yarn knitters because I was in Madrid about a year before. It was just a short stopover and they were closed. So I thought, this time I will be able to visit them. It's going to be fun, but unfortunately they have closed down. So I had to find more shops to show you. So the first yarn store I visited, and I went there because I love the name, it's called Badass Knitters. I walked there from the hotel. It was a very sunny day, very pleasant, and quite hot actually. So it was good to get to the shade of the shop. The shop itself looks a bit run down, but once you're inside, it's full of yarn. There's two rooms. The room on the left has a big table where you can sit and knit, and they also have lots of books, and there's a lot of yarn, a lot of well-known brands, but also there's some locally dyed yarn, and I don't have it with me because I'm on a layover now, but I bought two kinds of locally dyed mohair, and I have in mind to make either a skirt or a dress from that yarn. And I also managed to speak to the shop owner in Spanish, which I'm very proud of because I don't speak Spanish very often. I understand, but I'm a bit lazy. But I was by myself, so I had no choice. I do think she speaks English though. And the shop was never empty. The whole time I was there, there was always someone coming or going. So it seems to be a popular shop. Look at all these treasures. And tucked in between familiar brands, a local one, El Camino Escondido. I love all these dégradés, but I never know what to do with them. They also had lots of petit knit accessories. Once I finished visiting the shop, I told my husband I was done so he could come and meet me, and I realized there's a big bookstore just around the corner from the yarn shop, and you know, I thought, I love books, it doesn't matter if they're all in Spanish, and to my surprise they have two big aisles of foreign language books, and they have so many books in French. So I bought a few books. It's more expensive than it would be in France, but I hardly go back to France. And on the way from the bookstore to the restaurant where we were meeting our friends for lunch, we took the metro, and when the doors opened, my husband said, this guy is an ex-president of Mexico. I was, you're kidding. It's not possible to have an ex-president in a metro randomly. And he said, no, and he asked the man, are you such and such? I can't remember the name. I will ask my husband and I will put it in subtitles. And he said, yeah, it's me. And I was, wow, nice to meet you. And it actually means a lot that you can walk around in the metro without any bodyguards. Later that day, after lunch, we met more friends and we decided to go cycling in the city center. It was a tour. We had this bicycle with electric engines, and we were thinking to book later during the day so it's not so hot, but it was a bit of a strategic mistake because everything was so busy. I enjoyed it, but very stressful. I wish we had done it earlier during the day, because I realized that early in the morning all the parks and monuments and everything are empty, so it would have been easier with the bicycles. I wasn't planning to visit any more yarn shop, but I had a gap in the schedule, so I found myself going to El Gato Negro. El Gato Negro is a bit of an institution in Madrid. It's right off La Plaza Mayor. It's in an old building. It's beautiful. I highly recommend you go and visit. And if you go there around lunchtime, next door there's a watchmaker, clockmaker, and there's a clock on the facade that starts ringing, I don't know how you say it. And when I got out of the yarn shop, there was a group of tourists looking at this. That's how I noticed it. And then I didn't buy anything there. It's not quite my style, but I think it's popular with the locals. And you can buy yarn by the gram. I think the minimum is 100 grams. Lanas El Gato Negro is one of the oldest yarn shops in Madrid. It was founded in 1880. All over the shop there are signs saying no tocar, which means don't touch. So if you want to see anything, you have to go through the staff. They sell many kits, and you can see the samples on the walls. And these are the new qualities on display. After that, I still had some time, so I wandered around the Plaza Mayor, and I was looking for another, to see on Google Maps if there was another yarn shop, but when I got there, it was a shop with many shops inside, and there was a queue to get in, and it looked all very controlled, and I didn't want to get in because I didn't have to buy anything, and I felt a bit out of place, like, you know, that you can't browse, that you need an authorization to get there, and I don't like it. I just want to browse, and if I like something, I will buy it. I don't want to be under any pressure. So I just looked at the shop, at the window, and then I looked back at Google Map, and I realized the yarn shop that I went to visit last time I was in Madrid was just nearby. So what did I do? I walked there. The yarn shop is called Miss Kit, and it's very spacious. They have some local yarn, and last time I got the inspiration to make a shawl that I gave to my mom, and this time I thought, let me see what they have, and they have a lot of Katia yarn. Of course, Katia yarn is a Spanish brand, so it's normal. And I thought, no, I'm not buying Katia yarn. I have this at home. I'm not buying. And I ended up buying Katia yarn. And I thought it would be nice to do as a shawl for the summer. I can see it worn with a denim jacket. So that's what I have in mind. And I have a knit-sizu shawl in mind to knit for this. It's not the right gauge at all, but I'm thinking it doesn't matter. It's going to be the same pattern, but it's going to have a different feel and drape, and it's okay. That's what I'm going to try that anyway. That's what I have in mind. I think that was about it for the few days. That's what we did. We did a few more things in between with our friends, but knit-wise, yarn-wise, that was it. So from Plaza Mayor, you can visit a few yarn shops. It's always in walking distance. So as I said, there's an incredible amount of Katia yarn in that store. Lots of books, but they are all in Spanish. And several shawls displayed with the yarn you can use to make them. Let me tell you what happened at the airport. So when I packed my bag, I know that in Spain they're not really keen on having knitting needles on the plane. So I use my usual trick. I put all my knitting needles accessories in my check-in bag. I removed the needles from my current project that I wanted to knit on the plane, put the stoppers, put everything in my hand luggage, put the needles with all my pens. You know, it's a mess in my flight bag. I have pens, so I put the needles. I nearly lost them along the way. And then I went through security and I felt confident that nothing would happen. And I had two handbags, my flight bag and my knitting bag. And my knitting bag goes through security and it gets stopped. And I was, what did you find? And you know what they found? They found this. I forgot I put them in my handbag, knitting bag. And the reason why I put it there is because one day in Incheon, I opened my suitcase, randomly opened it, and I found something like this on the floor. And I was, oh, that's strange. Who lost this? Somebody lost a pen or a pen tip. And then I realized, no, it's my knitting needles. So because of this, I put the knitting needles in my in a zip pocket in my knitting bag, and yeah, I got stopped. Luckily for me, remember the rules, it's 6 centimeters and this is less, so they let me go. So that's what they found. So be careful, don't be like me. Make sure you don't forget anything in your handbag. And I also had this with me, but it didn't trigger anything. And this is my short needles, and I bought them, and really it's wood and it's super small, so it didn't trigger anything. What triggered security was the metal knitting needle, purely metal, and they let me through, so that was good. And then we got home, and that was the end of the holidays. I hope you enjoyed this mini vacation with me in Madrid, and thank you for watching to the end. Do you know any more yarn shops in Madrid that I can visit if I go again? I would love to hear from you in the comments, and I will see you next week. Have a fantastic week, and I wish you to have time to do lots of knitting. Bisous bisous. Mwah.